Signs someone is flirting with you. Most people are terrible at recognizing when someone is flirting with them. Not because the signals aren't there, but because we've been conditioned to second-guess them, to explain them away, to construct the most socially safe interpretation of every ambiguous interaction, rather than risk being wrong. So we tell ourselves they're just being friendly, just being polite, just a warm person who is like that with everyone. And sometimes that's true, but often it isn't. And the inability to distinguish between the two keeps a lot of people from connections that were there for the taking. Number 1, they won. They break eye contact to look at your lips. Break eye contact to look at your lips. When someone is drawn to you, their gaze naturally drops from your eyes to your lips during the conversation. Not in a prolonged or obvious way, in a brief, involuntary flicker that happens mid-sentence while you're still talking, before returning to your eyes. Psychologists studying gaze patterns and attraction found that eye triangle is one of the most consistent nonverbal indicators of romantic interest. The mouth becomes visually significant, especially because attraction has activated it as such. Number 2, they too. They find excuses to say your name. Find excuses to say your name. There's something about attraction that makes a person's name feel significant to say, and people who are drawn to you tend to use it more than the situation requires. And more than someone who is simply being polite, they'll use it at the start of the sentence when they don't need to, or at the end to close something. They just say it in a way that sounds fractionally like they're enjoying the act of saying it. Number 3, their behavior changes specifically around you. 3, their behavior changes specifically around you. They're one way with everyone else in the room and slightly different with you. More animated, more self-conscious, more attentive, more careful about what they say and how they look, more likely to rough at things that aren't particularly funny, or quieter, more still, more deliberate, as though your presence has induced a change into their system that requires management. Either way, the shift is the signal, not the specific direction of it, but the fact that it exists. Because people don't unconsciously modulate their behavior around people who haven't gotten under their skin in some way. Number 4, the 4. The return gaze, return gaze. They look away, and then they look back. Particularly in group settings when they don't need to look at you at all, their eyes keep finding yours across the room, across the table, across the conversation. Not because you're doing anything particularly noteworthy, but because their attention keeps returning to you in spite of itself. And number 5, they touch 5. They touch their own face or neck when talking to you. You. When you're drawn to someone, our nervous system activates, heart rate increases slightly, skin sensitivity heightens, and the hands, without any conscious direction, move towards the face and the neck in a self-soothing response to that activation. A hand briefly touching the collarbone, the fingers gazing the neck, touching the lips while listening, playing with earrings or hair, running a hand through your hair. These are not deliberate gestures. They are the body trying to calm itself down in the presence of someone who is producing a notable effect on it. Number 6, their voice. 6, their voice changes when they talk to you, changes when they talk to you. This one is very hard to notice, but the research behind it is remarkable. Studies on vocal behavior and attraction found that people unconsciously lower and slightly soften their voice when speaking to someone they're attracted to. The change is subtle, not dramatic, but measurable. A slight drop in pitch, a slower pace, warmth in the tone that isn't present when they speak to others in the same conversation. Women tend to raise their pitch slightly. Men, for example, typically lower their pitch consistently when attraction is present. If you want to learn more about how to read attraction and how to develop an attractive energy yourself, I've created the Finding Love course. You can find more details in the description below. Hope to see you there soon. Lots of love.